our brands, because
Mm-hmm.
black brands are, they almost always have to serve both a business objective, like Black Enterprise does, but
Right.
they're a mission. Johnson Publishing and Ebony and Jet came into being because we needed it, because we were unrepresented or misrepresented through much as we still are today in many cases,
Right.
out mainstream media. So it wasn't just, oh, this is a nice business proposition. This was emotionally connected to that, the same way we're emotionally
Absolutely.
connected to Essence. Yeah, Essence still served black women when it was a Time Warner publication. And
Right.
so, I got friends and family, I consider family in the profession, who worked at Essence over the years. One of my two mentors, Audrey Edwards, is a former top editor there. Of course, we all love Susan Taylor.
Yes.
So it wasn't like Essence wasn't doing their job when they weren't black owned, but we all know that it matters if a media outlet is actually black owned and black controlled. And so Richelieu Dennis's story was so amazing. There's just a lot of emotional things, and what we do, especially on Twitter, but not just on Twitter, and social media in general,
Mm-hmm.
social media, to your point about Culture Soup, is almost our collective zeitgeist of emotion to be able, as
Totally.
black people, to share what this means, to argue about what it means, to be a little petty.
Right.
I'm a petty person. I like to, but it really is. So you're right. Those book-ended events, the return of Essence to black ownership. But in the case of Essence, Richelieu Dennis already had a great story. Started a business on
Right.
sidewalks of Harlem, grew that
Yeah.
to a major business, sold it, and used that money to acquire another great asset. And of course, the Johnson Publishing story is an epic story. And but here's what I tell people, by the way:
Uh-huh.
Johnson Publishing lasted like 77 years.
Isn't that amazing?
So on the one hand, it's like when your grandma dies. I mean, even if she's
Mm-hmm.
100, you still are sad when she dies.
You're gonna miss her.
But
Right.
but at the same time, how long did you expect her to live? When
Exactly.
most businesses, if they survive 2.5, 3 years, that's a win.
And then you say what a long, rich life she lived.
Absolutely,
Right.
that was my take on I did a post on Facebook around this, and LinkedIn. I shared it on LinkedIn too. Let's not think of the day Johnson Publishing closed down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's remember the 77 years of life and
Yeah.
impact it had, because Ebony paved the way for Essence. Ebony paved the way for Black Enterprise. Ebony
Right.
paved the way for Black advertising agencies.
Right.
Ebony paved the way for even multicultural and segmented programming, because before Ebony, everybody watched the same stuff.
Right.
The idea that you could segment a segment of the population and serve it was a new thing that black people pioneered. So we're still
Absolutely.
benefiting from the legacy of John Johnson, and that's what I think we should focus on, and then carry that legacy forward through Black Enterprise, Blavity, some of the other media brands
Right.
need to carry that baton. I mean, it's time for us to pick up the baton and do our jobs the way Johnson